Steve liked to drill a round hole in watermelons to satisfy his unusual fetish. Not long ago, Stan and Francine argued over whose parenting method was right, so Stan cloned a child who was identical to Steve in every way. Stan took little Steve jogging every morning and made him keep a regular schedule. Meanwhile, Francine spoiled Steve and even let him stay up late playing video games. Under the strict daily routine, little Steve excelled at swordsmanship and learned to help the elderly. On the other hand, Steve discovered a new use for watermelons through his careless fun. 3 months later, little Steve won first place in a track meet, while Steve brought home a trophy of his own. Stan mocked Francine ruthlessly, convinced her parenting had been a complete failure. Just as Francine was about to argue back, Steve suddenly asked for a check, interrupting their quarrel. That night, Stan found the basement had been completely ransacked. He was certain Steve had done it, but Steve swore he had been lying on the couch all day and never left. Then Steve handed Stan a letter. Little Steve could no longer bear the enormous pressure and had run away from home. Stan sank into deep grief. Just then, Francine accidentally opened Steve's backpack, which was full of cats. It turned out Steve had a habit of torturing cats. Stan yelled at Francine for raising a monster. At that moment, Francine suddenly realized the boy in front of her was not Steve at all, but little Steve. Where was the real Steve?
What did you do with Steve?
I got him locked away. I was keeping him alive in case I ever needed some spare body parts, but now that the cat's out of the bag...
Without hesitation, little Steve crashed through the window and fled. Trained rigorously by Stan, he vanished without a trace at once.